life exists as we know it only because of the absolute nature of death. So it's something that, even if it's not at the front of our minds, which it shouldn't be, we shouldn't always be thinking about death, but it is something that so fundamentally defines life, that so many great artists, poets and writers and musicians have engaged with it. And I think in this concert we are able to experience three very different visions of it. The man in his 80s looking back with an unbelievable youth and optimism on life, and an unbelievable youth and optimism towards the future. Then Sibelius presenting to us the character of death in a dance. And then a young Strauss presenting to us in an unbelievably profound way the view of death of a young man. So it's a circle. Strauss felt that in death there was some kind of fulfillment. It is, if you will, an optimistic view of death, that the soul is freed, that the soul finds true solace after death. There are some recordings of Strauss conducting, which are fascinating. His recording of Death and Transfiguration, his recording of many of his pieces you can listen to, and you can hear that, and also on the videos you see of him, he was, I think, dry is maybe the word to use. He was viewed as one of the great conductors of his time. He must have been extraordinary to work with. I think what's interesting, first of all, when you compare the passion that is in his scores and his manner of conducting, is that he brought sobriety, a soberness to performance. So you don't add sugar on the sugar, if you see what I mean. The scores are rich and they're romantic and they're wonderful, and it's so easy, actually, to just relish every second. But I think it's an interesting lesson from him that he was more classical, if you will, in his approach to his scores. And there's one final quote which I think is lovely. He said, I'm not a first-rate composer, but I'm a first-class, second-rate composer, which I think is also just a beautiful way of talking about oneself. So I think he's a very charming man, yeah.